All right, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle one of the biggest myths in business and technology today, and that's the idea that security and growth are somehow enemies. We're going to take that idea apart, piece by piece, and show you how to turn protection into pure propulsion.
You've heard this a million times, right? It's the common wisdom. We think of security as the Department of No. You know, a necessary evil, a cost center, just a bunch of hurdles designed to slow down innovation and, let's be honest, get in the way. It's the brakes on the company car. But hang on a second, think about that. Why do Formula One cars have the most powerful brakes on the planet? They're not there just to stop, no way. They're there so the driver has the absolute confidence to hit 200 miles an hour, knowing they can handle any corner the track throws at them. And that's the real story of security. It's not about slowing down. It's about enabling you to go faster with total confidence.
So how do we actually make that happen? How do we get there? Well, it all starts with building what I like to call the trust dividend. This is the point where security stops being just a tech issue and starts becoming a massive strategic asset.
Look, in the market today, trust is everything. It's the new currency. And when your customers are weighing their options, your security posture plays a huge role in their final decision. Being seen as the safe choice isn't boring. It's a powerful competitive advantage that removes friction from the sale and actually pulls people towards you.
And this trust, it isn't just some vague feeling. It shows up in real, tangible ways. For starters, it builds consumer confidence and fiercely protects your brand reputation from damage that could take years to fix. Plus, it unlocks those huge enterprise partnerships because things like ISO and SOC 2 certifications are often the price of entry. And what does all that lead to? Deep, lasting customer loyalty.
And listen, this is not just a theory. The data on this is shockingly clear. Organizations that are cyber mature, the ones that get this and treat security as an advantage, they report an average revenue growth rate that is a staggering 43% higher than their peers. Yeah, you heard me right, 43%. We're not talking about a small gap here. That's a canyon. That 43% isn't just a number on a chart. That's market share you're either winning or losing. It's funding for your next big innovation. It is the direct, tangible result of building that trust dividend. Security isn't a cost center. It's a direct investment in your bottom line.
Now, it's this foundation of trust that lets us move to our second big idea, achieving insane velocity because of your stability. This is where we completely demolish that old, tired myth that you have to choose between moving fast and staying safe. You don't.
The secret sauce here is a practice called security by design, and it's a really simple but powerful idea. Instead of trying to bolt security on at the very end, which we've all seen happen, you embed it right into the DNA of your system from day one. It becomes part of the blueprint.
We call this shifting left in the industry, which just means you're dealing with security at the absolute earliest stage of development. Why? Because doing this prevents all that incredibly expensive, soul-crushing rework that happens when you find a massive problem right before you're supposed to launch. You end up with a solid, stable foundation that actually lets your teams innovate and build faster than ever.
So this is the whole game right here. When you shift security from this defensive, reactive posture to a proactive tool for growth, everything changes. You literally transform protection into propulsion. The brakes really do become the engine. And that new engine, that's exactly what you need to scale. A rock-solid security posture is not a barrier to growing your business. It's the absolute, non-negotiable prerequisite for it.
So how do you do it? Well, scaling securely really boils down to two key moves. First, you've got to implement smart automation. You have to replace those slow, manual checks with tools that can handle huge amounts of data without you having to hire an army of people. And second, you have to shift your entire company's mindset away from just avoiding risk to strategically managing risk for growth. And I mean, this is a night and day difference in thinking. The old model, the defensive model, it saw security as a cost center, a siloed tech team just trying to stamp out any and all risk. The new model, the growth model, reframes security as a profit center. It's a critical business enabler that helps you manage risk intelligently so you can hit your most ambitious goals.
And that brings us to our final, and I think most powerful idea. To really understand how security and growth are connected, we need to look down. We need to focus on strengthening the root of it all.
You know, there's this old saying that a tree can only grow as high as its roots are deep. And it's so true. You can have the most magnificent tree reaching for the sky, but without a massive, deep, and healthy root system holding it in place, it's going to topple over at the first sign of a storm.
Your security framework is that root system.
It's the invisible, underground infrastructure that supports every single visible part of your business, every new product, every expansion into a new market, every wild idea. A deep investment in those roots is what gives your company the strength to grow tall and reach for new heights.
So, the real takeaway here is pretty simple. Stop thinking of your security budget as an expense or as a defense against what might happen today. It's not. It's a direct investment in your company's ability to move faster, to innovate with more courage, and to grow bigger tomorrow.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. Take a good, hard look at your own organization. Is your security a brake, constantly slowing you down? Or is it a finely tuned engine, ready to launch you forward? The choice, really, is yours.